I'll certainly read that document, but are there specific things that really, like, speak to you about EV's characters and weapons, a story that you want to tell? Were you the one that wrote that document?
No, it's actually a friend of mine, X. But yeah, it had a lot to do with it. So basically, like, it starts as like a world war, and then they kind of all leave Earth. Earth explodes. And it's kind of like a story, like, about respawning, and then the factions that you put into the characters. It's based a lot about that. And then apparently we're later moving on to the importance of clans and players in the game, and how we can have legends like Big Boy and Lex One, or Lexi, however you say it. How they can pop up.
One thing I was thinking about would be cool is like, for some reason I always see Thorn as like a villain whenever see the character art for Thorn, and I had always hoped that when we do get to a point where we start to think about story, take it more seriously, that Thorn would be like one of the first villains, because I don't know, I think he would make a cool villain, and that's all just based on like the art, like. But that's a testament, I think, to Sani's not here right now. Sani is our character artist, but he was the one that designed a lot of these characters, including Thorn. And it's strange because it's strange how much the art tells a little bit of the story. Like, even though you don't know too much about the characters, you can kind of infer certain things. But yeah, I will definitely take a look at that document, and I'll get back to you probably by this weekend. Um, is there anything else that you wanted to ask about?
Nope, that was it. Thanks.
All right, thanks a lot. All right, we should do another giveaway. Let's give away another NFT. You guys can post it in the general chat. Post your wallets, and we'll let maybe Saki can choose the winner here.
Okay, let's go.
Oh my gosh, it's going.
It stopped?
I think maybe flow mode got enabled. You can just
Okay, so
go ahead.
Yeah, I selected Taco Police. Oh,
That's
wow.
like-
What the hell?
My screen is like freaking out.
Hey, where's Taco Police?
Taco Police, nice.
Taco, please. Did you say that was Taco, please?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, congrats, Taco, please. You won a first edition NFT. Taco, please. Polo mode, whatever
Oh,
that
wow.
means. Wallet address 6 and J. You got that one down. Good site.
Yeah.
Awesome. You should get your NFT by the end of the day. All right, so let's take someone else from the community. Fielding questions. If you guys want to join the stage, just put up your hand, and we'll invite you to the stage.
All right, Wolfman.
Hey,
To
Wolfman.
the stage.
I was just wondering, was there going to be a ranked mode at all for Ev? Like, because like I like Sydney servers and all because I can destroy it, but it gets kind of boring. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I imagine you have like a baby sleeping behind you because you're whispering.
It's because it's almost 4 a.m. and I'm supposed to be sleeping.
Oh shit! Wow, you're hardcore.
That's my other question. Can you do more my time friendly events? Or at 3 a.m.
We'll try to take Australia into account next time. So yeah, to answer your question, like, we absolutely do want to have a ranked mode. I'd say that's pretty high on the priority list, and we want to probably use like positive incentives to get people into the ranked mode, rather than like force it upon all users. Because I think that there should be like a casual, game mode where you're not sweating so hard and not so much worried about your KD. But there should also be a mode where it's like, a mode where you can compete, you know, and grind a leaderboard. So I think we'll do something like that, and I think it'll probably have higher rewards, and that's how we'll incentivize registered users for participating, as opposed to it being something that everyone is forced into a skill-based matchmaking. I thought it's going to be probably like something like ELO-based. JBS has a lot of experience implementing ELO systems, and I do as well. So we're probably going to do something that's ELO-based, and will be a ranked mode, and there'll be higher rewards, and there'll probably be, who knows, there could be, side pots just for the competitive ranked mode.
Yeah, that sounds good. Well, I'm gonna get some sleep now, so goodbye.
All right, thanks a lot for showing up, and appreciate all the YouTube videos.
Yeah, thank you, Wolfman. Guys, if you guys are tuning in now, we have 84 people here. We're having an AMA with our community. We're about 45 minutes in. If you guys have any questions, feel free to raise your hand. I see a lot of influencers in here right now. Thank you for sharing your time with us. You're welcome to get on the stage and ask questions if you'd like. We'd love to hear from you.
I think I see 5 requests to speak.
Ricky Soul from
Oh, hey, Ricky.
Monkdow, I believe. Hi.
Hey, Ricky. I think you're.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Sorry
yeah.
about that. When I accepted it, it just like rugged me for like 10 seconds. I'm sorry, guys. I just have like a super basic question, and I'm sure you answered this already. But for current NFT holders who have like the 5+ roll or whatever, is there still an opportunity to submit wallets for that?
Yeah, I think GoodSite went through everyone who posted in that channel, and anyone who missed that, who didn't post in that channel, I think it's like a whitelist giveaway or something like that. You can either DM either myself or GoodSite. We'll make sure that you're added to the whitelist.
All right, thanks, guys. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just like I'm in like 200 Discord servers at all times, so I have to like hop out and then hop back in when things happen. I just missed it. My bad.
Oh, I know that deal.
Yeah,
Or
but
I think I have your DM.
Yeah,
we'll be
we're
sure to
already-
add that to you.
we're already talking. Yeah, no, I love it. I love you guys' project. You heard me. I rep you everywhere I go because this is one of the best play errands out there. So keep up the good work, guys. I love you guys.
Thanks, and we
Means
really
a lot.
appreciate the support from Monkey DAO too. I know you guys are coming in big on this mint too.
Yeah, I'll have the list of whitelist winners over to you like later today. But people are pretty excited.
Awesome.
We love you too.
Hey, since we have so many devs here, maybe we could touch on this. I'd love for people to hear this because I see it a lot on Twitter and in other spaces. People talk about how hacking is a really, really big problem in shooter games, especially in play to earn or play and earn games. And I don't believe that's true, especially with our community. And since we have the devs here, I'd like you guys to touch on that so that we can put them on the coffee. Because people seem to think that good players are all hackers, and it's not necessarily true.
Yeah, we take hacking pretty seriously. JBS, do you want to take that, or do you want me to take that?
You can take it, but you take it.
So yeah, we take hacking really seriously. I mean, we had one aimbot that was in circulation for maybe a few days, and JBS and we wrote a countermeasure for it, and we had it just deactivated within 48 hours. There's not a lot people can do cheating-wise in EV.io because the networking layer is, I guess I'm biased here, but the networking layer is extraordinarily well done, and we're mostly just accepting user inputs, right? And we didn't really take a lot of shortcuts. Like from the very beginning, like we knew that we wanted to have competitive integrity. So we didn't take a lot of shortcuts, and neither did Jeremy. He's no longer on the team. He's working on another project at Addicting Games. But he was really vital, I think, in helping us build a networking architecture that was comparable to the best in the business, comparable to like a networking architecture that you'd find in a AAA shooter like Valorant, you know, a competitive, you know, first-person shooter. So I would rank our networking architecture really, really highly, and most of the hacks that we've encountered have been really simple to disable. I mean, that one aimbot that was circulating, I think we made it so that they die in one shot. It's detected, the game detects it, and if you're using the aimbot, you die in one shot. You do 30% damage. And we did that just to mess with people. And so after that, I mean, we haven't had any reports of aimbotting, but it's something that we're always keeping tabs on. Inherently, it's difficult because the game makes it very easy to view someone's perspective. I mean, you could just open a tab, right, and you can share that game link, and you can actually just join as a spectator, and you can watch the person who you think is cheating. Aimbotting is very, very obvious. When someone is aimbotting, the way that the gun moves and the way that the gun tracks is a lot different than how the gun tracks for like an individual that's controlling the mouse. So most of the high-level players are constantly accused of being hackers, but I think a lot of what people are seeing is a result of our pretty low tick rate for how fast everything is, and just the assumption that like, oh, it's a browser game, it must be hackable, it must be really easy for people to hack this game. But the fact is, at least my analysis is that hacking, and I think most pro player or most high-level players in EV that I would agree with me, we don't really have a hacking problem, and that's because we've cracked down on it whenever we see it really quickly. Yes, that's my 2 cents. Maybe you agree with that, or yeah.
I agree with you. I think in general, I think that people from other games as well. In general, I think way more people. You see screen people hacker way more often than people actually hack. But, definitely in our game, I think it's just really good overall. Like I don't really see, like when I play, I don't see like people hacking. I definitely see a lot of good players, and I can understand sometimes why people might think, oh, this guy might be hacking, but it's just pretty good players. I think the truth is EV that I also have the best players, but
Yeah, we have a lot of crazy good players. I mean, the only way that it's possible to hack in EV.io, the map hacking is definitely possible. Getting the collision layer right on a map is painstaking labor, and we're constantly changing like various gameplay mechanics, like the teleportation and the jumping, much to David's frustration because he designs a map with the idea that like the player can't impulse grenade 50 feet into the air, and then of course we add impulse grenades and it breaks a lot of his maps. But so it's very possible for someone to find a map hack where they can hide somewhere in the map, go somewhere in the map where they're not supposed to go. Those hacks I'd say are fairly common, but most of those hacks don't result in a material advantage. Usually you just end up falling off the map and dying, or getting stuck somewhere and not being able to shoot from it. There are some exceptions, of course. There's definitely areas in some of our public maps where you could hide and have an unfair advantage. But I'd say, for the most part, I mean, I play EV.io regularly. It's pretty rare that I ever see someone trying to get the upper hand by using a map hack. Aimbotting is possible, just like it's possible in any game, whether it's Valorant or Apex Legends or Fortnite. It doesn't matter how you write your net code. I mean, it's always going to be possible for someone to have a machine controlling their mouse as opposed to they themselves controlling their mouse. And we do have lots of countermeasures for that. And like I said, anytime a aimbot makes it into circulation, we know about it pretty quickly, and JBS and I meet about it, and we read through the code and we figure out what they're doing and we detect it and we disable it. So something that we take very seriously. Cheating, hacking. Obviously, we have to because it's a play-to-earn game. So if someone were to figure out a hack that would allow them an unfair advantage, it would also be able to earn a lot quicker, which would be bad for us because we have a finite player pot every month. So we probably would never have even gone into play-to-earn if we didn't have a lot of faith in our code base and in our ability to deter hacking and cheating.
I think the community is pretty good at spotting things like that as well. Accusations are a big part of shooters in general, and we're not immune to that at all. People, if they see a person play way too good or outside of the capabilities that they understand, it usually ends up in Discord, and the community will then do their research. You can pull up a player's stats in the Discord and see if they're a new player or not, what their score or their ratings are, KD ratio, and then a lot of times I'll see the community actually invite these hackers into games and actually play games with them, and then they'll say, no, these guys aren't hacking. So there's a lot of community involvement in that area as well, which is really cool.
What's up, Gemma?
I don't really know where to start. Honestly, I wasn't expecting to get picked this fast. My avatar is pretty hard to find.
I just randomly picked the name from 80 people.
So, first of all, about the hacking thing, right? It's nearly impossible to mod this game. I feel like it's, adequate to put certain anti-cheat, but like scoping in every variable so that no one can see what's going on or modifying the code, that's unbearably frustrating to try to program for, but I understand why it's there.
The obfuscation?
Yeah, no, that like 1,000 lines of code at the end.
Just so everyone knows, what he's referring to, EV.io's code base is very hard to read. Obviously, when you play EV.io, your computer needs to have access to some of our code base. So we make it very difficult for you to, if you open up the source code and you try to look at it, we use a technique called obfuscation, and it makes the code very difficult to read. That's what Gamma is referring to, and it's one of our many anti-hacking, anti-cheating countermeasures. But go ahead, Gamma.
So, about that, there's probably a better way to do that by, you don't really need to obfuscate it. You can save variables, like, say for example, you wanted to trigger a function called, show camera model. Let's just say that. You could use .apply on a function like that to skip needing to obfuscate it, and it'll just run the function regardless of what the user has changed it to. Let's see. I think that's it. That's all I got.
There's probably a million different ways to obfuscate, but we see that as kind of like it is a countermeasure, but it's kind of like the first line of defense. Like we don't put too much thought into that because it's pretty easy for someone to go in there and beautify our code and like de-uglify it, whatever the term is. So yeah, I'd say like our next priority when it comes to, but first we have to have a need for us to dedicate more time to cheating. And right now, because cheating is not a problem, it's not on our list of to do. It's not like we've got bigger fish to fry, put it to you that way. But if it does become a problem, I think our focus is going to be elsewhere. I don't think we're going to focus on improving our obfuscation, because I think there's, and I'm not going to reveal how because I don't want to give hackers tips, but I think that there's other areas that we could detect aimbots and prevent hacking.
One more thing. Could you remove the preprint from the public files, please? I don't see a reason to have that there.
Oh, I didn't know that are you sure that's not your browser doing that?
I'm pretty sure because it's in the zip file for it.
Okay, I'll make sure to remove that. That will save 10 kilobytes for. But if you multiply that by 1 million people around the world every day, or every month, then you're saving lives with the amount of energy cost that you're saving.
All of like 10,000. Yeah, great.
All right, thanks a lot, Gamma, for your questions.
Can we bring Keith up? He's been up for a long time.
Oh yeah, bring him up.
I wonder if he's still there. Hey, Keith.
Yeah, I'm here. Thanks for letting me come up. So I think my questions, I try to post them in the general chat, but there's a pretty heavy stream going on. It is really around like, what was the impetus to allowing guilds to come in ahead of everyone else? And, you know, I am, although I'm not anywhere near the size of any of the guilds that are probably in that exclusive time, why weren't guilds that like were already in EVIO given like the ability to, you know, request access for that?
Are you talking about the clans inside EV.io? So the reason why, and I answered this I think in an earlier question, because I think I was reading the same question from the general chat, but a lot of these guilds are out there promoting us and contributing a lot to the project. Sometimes you don't see it because, you know, we have a little small community of EV players that are, you know, in Tokyo. We have a small community of EV players that are playing on Bangalore servers, and they're not very active in Discord. You know, English isn't their first language, but a lot of these guilds are contributing, you know, to EV and our success, and they want an entry point. And it's not quite the same thing for a group of people, an organization, than it is for like an individual. I mean, an individual can buy an NFT on a whim. These organizations, they have to get, you know, they have to all be in agreement. They have their own, you know, structure, like leadership structure. And they need to vote on these things. There's a little bit of bureaucracy, I guess, involved with most of these DAOs and guilds. So these things kind of need to be planned ahead of time. And you know, when they decide that they're going to buy a set amount of our NFTs, we give them a discount because they're buying a large quantity of them. And that discount isn't like exclusive or inclusive of, or exclusive of just guilds. I don't know if the word is inclusive or exclusive, one of those words. It's not just for guilds. I mean, it really is anyone who wants to buy like a mass quantity of NFTs. Like, just talk to me and we can do a special tier for you.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's, and some others have asked the same question. You know, I'm invested in multiple games. I'm building a DAO, if you want to call it that, or a guild, or whatever it is. It's invested tens of thousands of dollars already into games, and so it feels a little, you know, I don't know what the right word is. That we were potentially left out of even the possibility of understanding that was, you know, something that could happen. I mean, I get the idea that you want to have as many different, you know, companies buying into your game and promoting it, but to me it feels like some of us were potentially left out from that.
Yeah, you know what we should do though? Next time we should do like an announcement, let everyone know that like there is a discount for buying large quantities of NFTs. Because we didn't actually. I mean, the reason why we didn't do that was because we didn't think that that the EV.io community, most people who are in here are like just individuals buying 5, maybe, you know, at most, you know, we have like 30, 50 NFTs, but nowhere near the purchasing power of a DAO or a guild. But I think next time around we'll do an announcement and do a casting call if anyone does want to buy NFTs in bulk, and that we can offer them a special, you know, tier and special discount too.
Who, I mean, are we able to know like who was allowed into that? Because I mean, there are like Xboard and others that are already part of EVIO.
Yeah,
They were definitely offered.
Yeah, we offered Xboard. Anyone who was any kind of organization that had anything to do with EV.io, I mean, we definitely reached out to everyone. Some of them had smaller purchases, like 3DG, they just bought like 6. And some of them had larger purchases, you know, like indie.gg, they bought 300. I don't have a comprehensive list on me now. I know Meta Guild, which was a Meta. What's the full name for Meta? Good site.
Method Meta Guild, MMG.
There's so many meta organizations with the word meta in the name, it's hard to keep track of it all. But they bought a couple hundred, and every realm bought a couple hundred, and yeah, so we wanted to make it like easy for them because there's considerable amount of planning involved, and sign-offs that need to happen when you're buying a large quantity of NFTs. That's why we kind of gave them their own phase. Originally, it was going to be part of the community waitlist phase, but I decided to change that just because it didn't really make a lot of sense.
And Keith, just to add to that, I understand how you feel and why you would feel something like that, but you know, rest assured, we properly vet all of the guilds that we're working with to make sure that we're not just, you know, focused on the bottom line of selling. We don't want these guilds to come in with these discounts and then flip it on other players. So we make sure that the guilds that we are offering this to is a part of EV and doing a lot of things to help grow EV. For instance, IndieGG, they're picking up a couple hundred, but the reason why we have this relationship is because they're, you know, boots on the ground, growing Web 2 to Web 3 at the grassroots level. They're doing a ton of tournaments at all these different colleges across the region, and that's going to help grow the game. That's the same story can be said with other guilds in different regions as well. So if you guys have been involved with EV, whether it's putting together tournaments or being involved in any other way, you probably got a message. And for those that we missed, I'm sorry, but feel free to reach out. We are going to continue to go and grow. So definitely, if you want to get noticed and you want to be part of things like this in the future, make sure that that you're not building in silence, because there's tons of people out there that offer a lot of great things, and we can build an awesome partnership. But we just don't know that you're existing or that you're out there unless you say something. So, Keith.
Yeah, no, that's I mean, I get it. You know, it's just, I think, you know, it would be good if those types of things were also just announced to the community so that if they are out there and you don't know about them, they can raise their hand at that point. So I'm excited to be a part of this and you know, helping to make sure that EV is something everyone knows about. So, but I recognize it as, you know, a smaller, you know, guild, we'll say at this point. But I look forward to, you know, seeing how everything grows in the future. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Keith. Big respect to everybody out there that's doing something special for EV. We don't really care. If you've worked with us, you'll know that we don't care about your Twitter follower size. We don't care about your Discord member size. If you're doing something good and it can help, you know, our community, we're probably already working with you. For instance, Export came out and not a ton of people knew who they were. They don't have, I think, more than 2,000 or 3,000 people on their Twitter. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it was never about, you know, the size of your communities. Always willing to work with people, willing to work with us.
Yeah, and all of the guild tier, they're not just buying NFTs and like for sitting on them or trying to flip them. We have agreements with all of them for promoting EV. Like for example, any good site just mentioned indie.gg. They're going to be promoting esports, creating an EV.io esports scene in India because they think that there's immense opportunity there. Every realm, they're building an esports platform too, and EV.io is a huge part of that. We're working on API integration with them, and Meta. I mean, they're big in the World of Warcraft scene, and I think they're transitioning into Web3. They have huge plans for their scholarship program, and so all of these relationships that we have with DAOs and guilds, they're not just, you know, buying a bunch of our NFTs and then like sitting on them or flipping them. I mean, they're actually partners, you know. Okay, so
Keith.
you guys, thanks a lot, Keith. You guys have questions maybe about, now that you have David here, David's a tough guy to get a hold of. Now that you have David here, you guys have questions about EV.io's map design and the approach. If you have questions about, you know, how EV.io maps are designed.
Yeah, what do you want to see more of, and what do you want to see less of?
Yeah, what do you want to see more and what do you want to see less? That's perfect.
Why are they so good, David? Tell me how you do it.
Moving on.
Guys, if you have a question, why are the maps so good? Just ask us that. Go ahead and ask us in the general chat. Ask us why the maps are so good. Oh, I'm sure that there's people raising their hand. So raise your hand now if you have something about like map design that you want to discuss.
By the way, all of the giveaways and everything, I'm responsible for that. That's behind the scenes. So if you guys want, if you like stuff, you know, you want stuff that is EVO related, just be really nice to me right now.
Oh man.
I think he's giving away Soul too.
So let's see who's got their hand. Well, I'll invite this guy.
Oh, oops.
I invite him.
Team
I'll take
Echo.
him. Don't worry. T-Pag.
Hello, do you hear me?
What's up, dude?
Yeah.
Hello. I just have like probably not so important question, but I saw that once there was an in rate of 3x. I don't know if it was a mistake or if you would plan to increase the earn rate to 3x from 2x for some, I don't know, 1 hour, 2 hours, sometime in the future.
I didn't
Yeah,
quite.
you know what he's talking about?
The earn rates, if we're going
The
to
earn
increase
rate.
that.
Oh, yeah,
1 or
so-
2 hours in the future.
Yeah, if it was because in the past it was like 3x for just a short time. And I didn't know if it was a mistake because you were working to decrease it to 2x again.
Yeah, so the reason why we have the earn rate is because it's incredibly difficult to anticipate. Because, you know, the amount of currency that we give out, obviously we have to pay for that. And it's difficult to anticipate how many people are going to be grinding the game at any given time. So the purpose of the global earn rate is to allow us to stay within our budget. And I've been very conservative with it because I don't want to go over budget. Will it go up in the future? Probably. Will it go up? Will we have another 10 times Tuesday? I think we had the 10 times Tuesday event a couple weeks ago. That was, I think, a lot of fun. I think got a lot of people really
That was
engaged.
really good. I played on Tuesday.
So we definitely will have more stuff like that in the future. But for the time being, it's going to stay at 2 times for a while, mainly because we have a large influx of new earners that are going to be coming in with the sword mint, and we want to collect data and make sure that we're not going over budget before we change anything.
Okay, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for the good work.
Thanks a lot. All right, so guys, we're going to do another 10 minutes or so because it's already been over an hour, and JBS, he gets grumpy in the morning when he hasn't had a full night's sleep. So
Exactly.
it's getting late over there in Germany.
Exactly. Time to go.
All right, we should definitely do another giveaway though, and this time, yeah, maybe JBS can pick it. So we'll give away. So whoever posts the wallet address, we'll pick 3 of them, and they'll get. Each of them will get 1 whitelist. Wow, that's a lot.
Roll again.
So JBS, you just go ahead and you pick 3 names.
Just pick.
Actually, you know what? We wonder if GoodSite did it because GoodSite's he's the one that's recording the wallet addresses. So GoodSite, you go ahead and pick 3 names.
I missed my chance.
Sorry, JBS.
I
We'll
thought
do
it was
an
someone
NFT giveaway before we close out, and you can choose that one.
Okay. Why are the wallets not moving? Should I just scroll up?
I think slow mode gets enabled when people type in too much too fast. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, there it is. Oh. All right. Wow.
This is the beauty of Web3. I mean, like, we couldn't do this with like PayPal or something. I mean, we couldn't do this with, you know, using the traditional centralized means of using sending money via Western Union or PayPal or any of the old Web 2 ways of sending money. It wouldn't be possible to do this. So I think this is like one of the beautiful things about you know, being on the blockchain, being able to just reward people on a whim and send money easily all around the world, not have to worry about, oh, your credit card is now suspended because you sent $10 to Guatemala, and then the FBI shows up at your door, and before you know it, you're being questioned.
Yeah, it's freedom.
This is freedom. This is
Freedom,
the
yeah.
future.
We promise there's not going to be any FBI. to buy our tickets.
So you got 3 down, good set?
I do, yeah.
You want to announce the names just so people know?
Wow, I probably should have done that.
Oh shit, that's all right.
Yeah, no, I can find. I'll send you guys a DM if you want. You'll get a DM.
You'll
Fawn
get
is one of them. I could just do that now. Fawn is one. June, Jun, is the second, and the third is T-Pack. Congrats.
All right, let's field a few more questions in the general chat because I know some people might be self-conscious about joining voice chat, so I want to give some opportunities for people to ask questions in the general chat. No more wallet addresses. We're done with the giveaway segment. You guys can just go ahead and post questions in the general chat.
We're also done with the map segment.
Okay, somebody just asked, I think this is Opal. Hi, Opal. Are you working on adding any more advanced movement techniques and abilities? And number 2, please add London servers. I know this is not a question, but please, we even promised it here, Forge. I guess I did promise that at some point.
London players where?
Say it again.
London players where? Do we actually have a lot of UK players? Actually, I just looked at the stats recently. UK has gone up like.
Yeah, we really should because we only have an Amsterdam. We have a ton of Amsterdam servers, but we don't have anything in the UK. So I think we should get on that. Especially maybe probably September, October, because that's when our DAU, the size of our player base, really escalates during the school year because a lot of people are playing EV.io at school and at work. I play it at work all the time. Well, it is my job, but yeah, we should probably add London servers back. I don't know why we removed them at some point, but that's definitely coming sometime. Maybe September, maybe October.
For those that, oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
For those that care, because I don't think a lot of people know actually how many players are playing the game. A lot of people just assume, you know, because they see bots in their servers that there's no players playing this game. But it could be your region, right? There's tons of servers, and we do have an active player base. And the UK just went up 55%. So it's pretty good. There's 5.48% mix up is the makeup of the UK players in EV.io.
Yeah, our claim that we're the #1 most played game on Solana is pretty valid. And the reason why we have bots, it's with a browser game, it's very easy to leave the game. Whereas like if you're playing Valorant or something, you're stuck in the game for 45 minutes. And it takes a lot of commitment, right? To load up your computer, to load up Steam, to load up Valorant, to sign in, to log in, to enter a game. And then even beyond that, if you leave a game in the middle of Valorant, you have a penalty. If you leave in the middle of a game, there's like I think there's like a half-hour penalty if you leave a game prematurely. We didn't want to do any of that, like negative reinforcement. We wanted people to be able to leave and join at any given time. So bots are how we accomplish that because it keeps the teams even and it keeps the population in each room constant, no matter how many people are constantly joining and leaving, because it happens a lot with a browser game. The psychology of a web browser, someone who's browsing on the web or playing a web game, is totally different from the psychology of someone who's playing a Steam game or like a phone game. So that's why we have bots. It's an answer to the problem of needing to somehow allow people to effortlessly join and leave whenever they feel like it, but also that not interrupting the player experience, because obviously if someone on your team leaves, and the teams are disproportionate. You guys want to pick a question? Anything stands out to you, David, baby? Hire me for Discord, bro. Right now, I mean, I think Ari has done an extraordinary job at modding, and I like to take the In-N-Out Burger philosophy. In-N-Out Burger, they could open up locations in New York, right? They could open up locations in Massachusetts, but they chose to not open up new locations. They chose to grow slowly. We could hire a ton of more people. We could get a ton of more mods. Lots of people have applied, but I think we want to grow slowly and surely. And I think Ari's done a really good job on her own. So we don't really see a need for that. But I think if it does get to a point where Ari says like we need more moderators, then we'll certainly add more moderators. How many players per month now compared to a year ago by Genix? So we actually have, I checked this recently, we have double the amount of traffic that we would normally have this time of year, like 200%. And it's still a lot less than our peak this year, which was back in March, but that's to be expected. A lot of people, summer vacation, they're not in school. A lot of our players, like I said, are playing in school. So we have about double what we had last year, but still less than what we had in the spring, and that is because web game traffic is very, very seasonal, and we expect a lot of players to come back in October and September. Is it possible to change EV nickname? No, it's not possible, but there are requests that we will accommodate. For example, if you were a part of the beta and you entered in a username that had a wildcard in it, you actually can't change anything on your account because the server will validate and make sure that you're not entering in a special character when you save stuff to your account. So the short of it is there's a bug that happens that prevents people who have wildcards in their usernames from saving anything to their account. As a result, we allow anyone who has a special character in their username, we allow them to change their username to whatever they want, so long as that username is not already taken. That's pretty much the only scenario in which we'll accommodate a username change request. But who knows, maybe in the future things will change. I wonder if this is from PBLSE. So I had a few questions to ask since I'm a comp player. I was wondering, will there be wagers in the future and daily tournaments, also a voice chat system? This is definitely something that we talked about recently, right guys? Doing some kind of a game mode where you had to put up E in order to play. It's definitely something that we want to do, and it's honestly not too hard to implement. I mean, we have all the hard work has already been done, creating an in-game currency that you can convert into a cryptocurrency, all the mechanisms for moving that around and securing it. So we're gonna have a game mode where you can stake your E, whether it's gonna be a death match or like a team death match or the exact parameters of the gameplay we haven't decided on yet. But it's probably going to be something like a death match where you put up 100 E or whatever arbitrary amount that we set. You put up an arbitrary amount of E, and then the winner of that deathmatch takes all of the E that has been staked. All right, so let's do a few more. Looks like a bunch of people have PVLSE. Let's invite him.
Hey,
What's up, dude?
so you answered my first question. I had 2 more questions. Will there be like a voice chat system?
It's possible to do in the browser. I know that there are browser games that use it. So, I mean, Discord is inherently a Chromium app, right? And we're using voice chat right now through something that was built with the same technology. So I think it's something that we can support in the future, especially for when we have our social areas. That's a feature that we want to include. So the answer is yes, we do want to have voice chat in the future.
And my last question is there going to be in the future like daily tournaments or something?
Something that we definitely want to work towards, because we have lots of organizations that are running tournaments, but we don't have our own official tournaments. But I think good side. We talked about that a lot, right? Like how we could accomplish something like that.
Yeah, I think you have a really good idea on how to automate that as well.
Yeah, I mean, if it's going to be done without requiring, a lot of administration on our part, there'll have to be mechanisms that are automated. I think one of the ideas that we talked about was having a point system where, like every day or every week there would be like an automated tournament, and you could everyone got a certain amount of points, and as you played more games, every time you lost a game, you lost a point, and eventually you run out of points completely. And this is a way of doing a tournament that like could be automated, didn't require a lot of admin work. I think something like that is possible for the future. Some kind of weekly automated tournament in which there would be an arbitrary amount of E as a reward for the winner. So it's definitely something we're thinking about. We don't have it in our immediate short-term plans, but it's something that could be coming this year.
And for those that don't know, we actually have a calendar on our Discord that converts whatever time the tournaments are happening into your own time zone. And so it's really easy to follow. If you guys are interested in joining tournaments that are happening, you can check the Discord calendar, or places like Community Gaming, where different communities are putting together tournaments for you guys.
Is that everything? PVLSC? I don't know how to pronounce your name, to be honest.
You can call me just Pulse. Okay. Lastly, when is the nerf on Lex gonna happen?
The nerf on
Yeah,
Lex.
Lex nerf.
Where is Lex? I think Lex is gone.
I think you want to go play a tournament instead. We
man
need a
is too
Lex
good.
nerf. Okay, yeah, that's it. But
Yeah,
thank you guys for answering my question.
Thanks, Pulse.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
We'll have to put in a Lex nerf. We'll have to like, if player name equals Lex, damage equals half, or something like that. I think he's the top player right now, and he's certainly gotten a lot of attention from the various esports, Web3 esports organizations like Xborg that wants to get in on EV.io. Yeah, so I think we've been here for an hour and a half, so I don't want to keep everyone too long. And like I said, it's getting pretty late over there in Germany. Let's see, do we have any closing remarks? Obviously, we're going to do a NFT giveaway, and JBS is going to pick the winner. But
Yes,
yeah, so
my big
guys,
moment, finally.
he's been waiting for this. So guys, don't forget Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time. That's when the community whitelist starts, and then one after that is the public mint. And there's 600 NFTs in the community whitelist. We're going to be giving out more whitelists from now until probably the end of the day. Magic Eden has a 48-hour deadline for whitelist, but I think that there's some wiggle room there. We might also be able to add more whitelists tomorrow. But be on the lookout today for giveaways for whitelists. And don't forget, like I said, Friday at noon is the community whitelist, and then one after that is the public mint. The community whitelist is 600 NFTs. It's not a guaranteed mint. It's first come, first serve. But we're going to try to be as careful as possible with not over allocating, giving away too many whitelists. I know we had that problem last time for our legendary tier, and we certainly learned from that. But it is difficult to anticipate how many of the whitelists are going to show up. So yeah, so that public mint is starting an hour after that, and that's there's 500 NFTs, and so it's a price of 2 Sol for the whitelist and 2.5 Sol for the public mint. And I think with that, we'll just do one last giveaway. You guys can start posting your wallet addresses, and JBS will pick one. And you know what? We'll also give away, why don't we give away like, 20 whitelists here. Good site.
Oh, this will be interesting.
Just to top it all off, I think Discord, the spam protection is preventing people from writing right now. It just says several people are typing. So we're gonna give away 20 whitelists, and JBS is gonna pick the winner for the first edition NFT.
I'll make sure you guys get a DM if you guys got the whitelist.
Yeah, you'll get a confirmation.
Oh, I got T-Peg. You already have T-Peg, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we already got him. Are we sure?
Can you pick another one?
T-Peg?
Yeah, for a whitelist.
For a white. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let's pick someone else. Sorry, T-Peg.
Pick someone else. It's P-Wars. P-W-A-R-C-E.
T-W-A-R-C.
The P. Paul.
P-W-A-R-C. Oh, yeah. P-W-A-R-C-E. I got the wallet address. I'll send it to you. Good site. Yeah, got it. All right. So that concludes our first, and hopefully we'll have more of these. I actually really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed hearing, directly from the community. I think this was pretty cool.
Indeed.
Thanks everyone. Thanks everyone for showing up. We got 72 listeners. Really appreciate your support, and we'll be in the Discord answering questions, from now until the mint, and handing out whitelists from now till the end of the day. So yeah, see you at the mint. Bye everyone.
See ya, guys.
Yeah, guys.
Bye, take care.